Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Tyla gets dragged over low sales. Katseye angers Black Pink fans. Taylor Swift.
oh a lot going on.
Taylor Swift. What about Taylor Swift? I guess it didn't fit in the title.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive channel. The singer Tyla has been the cause of a lot of conversation after her EP, We Want a Party, only sold 3.7 thousand units in the US in its first week. And a lot of people
That's
feel
low.
like she's no longer sticking in the US because she doesn't have support from Black Americans. Now, I kind of feel like the reason
She needs
Now-
support for everybody.
I would like the clarification. Does that mean 3.7K pure sales or including stream equivalents? Because if it's just pure sales, I mean, people don't buy albums, whatever. Fine. But if that's including streaming equivalents, that is horrible. That is horrible if it's including streaming equivalent. So I would like that clarification because it's a big difference.
why this EP flopped is because she didn't have a hit single, nor did she have any promotion. And she only has 4 songs on her EP, so that wasn't going to generate enough streams anyway. So I think that's the reason why she flopped. But
So I
I
guess-
can't admit that her
I guess it's including streaming equivalents if she said that wasn't gonna generate enough streams. Ooh.
I wonder, it's like as a newer artist, I think you would put as many songs as possible to make sure that
Yeah,
you get there.
I don't understand
It's
what's
kinda
up with
like-
this 4 songs EP.
Yeah.
That's like a K-pop thing. Why here in the West we're trying to do 4 songs on EP? I like who you know that dropped 4 songs EP? No, I'm asking you. I don't know nobody who does 4 songs. K-pop acts, yeah. K-pop acts do that. Here, I don't know anybody.
her team in some ways did drop the ball during her PR run, and
Like rappers drop mixtapes occasionally, but mixtapes is still like 12 songs or so. They're just, I guess, unofficial releases or whatever. EP, unheard of.
America, Tyla failed to really connect with the Black audience, and also she just failed to find an audience, period. I think her team was just pushing her everywhere but not giving her a chance to cultivate an audience here in the States. And also I think things really shifted when
If for every place they put her in, she gives always an awkward feeling. Like the interview at Breakfast Club, a lot of questions she couldn't answer, and even her management stopped her from answering. So it's like there's no vulnerability. Like you start to cut yourself off to the audience.
So, are you saying she's like a K-pop version, kind of, in the sense that everything is like
Very
manufactured?
controlled. Like some simple questions like, oh, how is you and Kai Cenat, the whole situation with that? And she could have answered it, like even give us a dance around answer, but to say, oh, I'm not talking about that, it's just, it was off-putting to a lot of people.
Because, like, personality aside, the music is not bad. Like, we reacted to like the last songs. I feel like I know
The music is good.
one of the songs we didn't like, but I feel like that was not this EP. I feel like that was a while back. I think from this EP, what we saw, it was good songs.
The music is good. It's just that her label, her management don't allow her to have like a personality. And then when she tries, it's very controlled of what she can say and what not to say.
And that's interesting. I never thought about it, but maybe like in South Africa, they are kind of doing the K-pop route, because obviously dropping EP, that's K-pop playbook. All those controlled interviews, that's K-pop things.
Because
Interesting.
usually when the artist is new, they are like willing to tell you everything about to get to know them, so we could kind of grow
Right,
with them.
yeah.
But when you come across as like not personable, you seem closed off. You either come off as you're really established or you already made it, so it comes off as stuck up, which
Beyonce?
has been the thing. Even in Beyonce's early career, she was more open, more talkative to us. Later in the stages in her career, as she like elevated, she gets to a point where less is more. But for Tyla, I feel like she's taking that approach too early on, too quickly. And I feel like everyone is humbling her in a sense.
And before y'all say, oh, Katseye dropped an EP, Katseye is a K-pop act.
she asked Halle Bailey to hold her award at the VMAs. A lot of people were turned off by that, even though she clarified that she wasn't talking to Halle. She actually was asking Lil Nas X to hold her award.
But still,
the whole
is that
situation kind of made her look
appropriate?
like a diva.
Yeah, that's
And
not
also
appropriate.
there was that controversy
She
surrounding
could have just
the
put it on the
Breakfast Club interview when
ground.
she got up there and
I was thinking the same thing. Why don't you just put it on the ground? And then when they see you putting, they will rush to help.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be so you asking. It should
Or
be
say that in advance, because if you know it's a thing that holding awards are heavy for you, you should
Yeah.
let your management team let them know in advance so they can have a setup for you.
she refused to answer certain questions.
They didn't want us to ask about Kai Sinat. The whole "we friends though" thing. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
They didn't want to ask. They didn't want us to ask about her not being on tour with Chris Brown anymore. They didn't want us to ask about the color thing.
Injury.
They didn't want us to ask about her injury that she sustained. What else was it? They didn't want to ask us about who she was dating, which I wouldn't do anyway. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, and comparison. And they wasn't even Rihanna. They just said comparisons to other pop artists. Huh?
Now I think her
So
team
what do you
really
interview
dropped
her
it.
then if you take off all
Yeah.
these things off the table?
Yeah. What do you ask?
You can't make her personable.
Yeah,
And then you see here I saw this live. When they ask her these things, she looks over to her management team because she doesn't know what to do. She seems like she wants to answer, but she looks over to her team to what to do, and they go in. They say, "Don't answer that," in the middle of the interview.
The ball
this is
with
live.
this interview because the Breakfast Club is like
Awkward.
one of the biggest platforms in urban media, and I think this interview kind of affected the way people viewed her, and it also fueled all types of narratives about her too. I mean, the media could really be a beast. If the media is not on your side, it could be a beast.
Yeah.
And not to mention there was the whole colored controversy. Now, Tyla does identify as colored because in her home country, South Africa, that is how she is classified because she is multiracial. Nothing is wrong with her being multiracial and identifying as such. Here in America, Black people support multiracial.
Tell me this. Why can't a car with this much breathing room also take your
Artists all the time. So nothing is wrong with her being multiracial, but I think her calling herself colored is what caused some drawback because the term colored has more of a negative undertone here in America because of its historical context. It was a label used for Black people in the segregation era, so it's not a politically correct term.
Yeah, but you can't hold that against. You have
Yes, you
to.
can. No, listen.
But you have to
stop.
understand her culture.
No, she's coming over here. She's coming over here. The people here know the history.
I don't know. It's her, in her.
She's coming over here. Now, if we went over there and we heard that, it's gonna be off-putting. And like, what are these people saying? But we're in their land. We're over here. This is the space
So
you're trying to
saying
break in.
she should have done the research.
You're not gonna go to someone's home. Go to someone's home
Okay. I
and
see your
impose your, values and onto them in their home. You can't do that.
point. I see your
The team
point.
should have done this research. This is a deep history. No way. Even for me, even for me, like thinking like people from the Caribbean, we can understand this too as well. You're not gonna go in America history like you learned this like
I mean,
you
yeah,
know
but
that.
but you don't have those terms out there in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
though.
but the thing is, you come to this space, you know that they have a history there, yes or no? You're not gonna just say those things and just, oh, it's normal, like you're still in South Africa. That's not the case. You come over here to
I see your
try to
point.
break
I-
it
I
to this
get it.
market.
You're right. I
You
see
have
your
to
point.
understand what are their values here, what are the people
No,
like.
you're right. I get
This
it.
is the community that you want to benefit off of, but you don't want to learn anything about.
You're right. I get
If she
it.
wants to support the black community, you have to know the black community. You don't come and try to take their money and you don't understand nothing about their history. That's the same as when K-pop come and they want the money but don't want to understand the struggle. No.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as the same, but it is similar. It's similar.
It's the same thing.
Well,
the same.
she's
I
still
said it's
black
the
though.
same.
You can't say it's the same thing because she gets
For
profiled
me-
as well. K-pop people don't get
For
profiled.
me-
She
no,
does.
Listen. For me and everyone else, when they see her, they see a black woman. But it's insulting when, given the history, you reaffirm these terms colored given the history here in the States.
That I
Because
understand. As I said,
that
I
sets
get your
us
point.
back.
I get your point.
And
They should have done the
given that
research.
she understands that she's a black woman. She's multiracial. then for her, she has to understand the history around the world. Like, okay, there's other black people outside of South Africa. You are coming to their space, you want to make money and profit, but you don't know about their history. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, it comes off stuck up as you don't care
Yeah,
enough to learn. I
yeah.
understand.
And
Yeah.
the pushback from her team because the unwillingness to accept this
Yeah.
is arrogant to me. It's like, who do you
Yeah,
think you
it
are?
does come stuck up. Yeah. That you're better than that. Yeah.
at all. And when Tyla called herself that, there was a clear disconnect there. And she didn't really bridge the gap between her and her target
No.
audience here in America, which really caused people to check out, I think. But to be honest, I think the reason why her EP flopped in America is because her team did not promote this EP well at all. And also, Tyla needs another hit.
I mean, how you gonna promote it when you can't do interviews? Like the whole promotion, the whole idea of promoting music in the States is going doing interviews into these platforms. When you refuse to answer questions, like you gonna go on one platform, okay, fine, that's the first platform. Second platform, at third platform, you're gonna run out of acceptable questions because you don't want to. Platform's not gonna want to ask you the same questions over and over again because then, like, what's the point if somebody can go watch the other platform? They want to ask like different questions. So by the second, third platform, you're gonna run out of questions to they can ask you.
And the thing is, what her team failed to realize is that the questions that she's avoiding to answer, she put herself in those environment where it's interesting. Oh, she's connected to Chris Brown. She's connected to Kai Cenat.
Right?
She's
I would
connected. You
milk
see,
that. Yeah.
those situations
Yeah.
when you're there, she benefits of them. She takes the like the good press,
Mm-hmm.
but then when there's a follow-up or a question about it, she doesn't want to talk about it at all. So it's like, why put yourself in those environments where it can look good? Maybe you can get some following from that base, but then when you're questioned about it, you don't have anything to say. Like, why you can't say anything? Why can't you comment?
Yeah.
Like, if she doesn't get another hit, then her career is going to continue to falter. And I think
Honestly,
at this point,
I
her
would have talked about the injury. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Why not talk about the injury?
It doesn't look bad. I honestly, it makes you look like a badass if you push through an injury. Beyonce, she had a knee surgery before she did her Renaissance
You know
tour.
what popped in my head? I don't know. This is just what popped in my head. I'm not saying this happens, but I feel like maybe the injury because she got abused by the manager. What we seen K-pop.
I don't know, but
Because
she could have gave an excuse. The thing is, she don't give us anything.
to
Give us a plot.
to me, this is kind of giving a little Stockholm syndrome where looks at the manager every time she answers a question like she's afraid.
I mean, I would be too. She's young. She's like
I don't
very.
know.
She's young.
This
She's in these spaces,
because
these established spaces
why
with these
not talk about the
icons.
injury?
Mm.
Like
Maybe
why
she
would
view
you
it
not?
as weakness. Whereas here in the States, if you have an injury and you push through that, you're a badass. Whereas in other
I don't
cultures, you don't
know.
talk about injuries. You keep it to yourself.
The only reason I see not to talk about injuries because you embarrass how it happened. And if you embarrass how it happened, then it was either you were doing some dumbass shit or something happened that is not supposed to happen. I don't know.
her team has really exhausted their budget. They pumped in a
But
lot
as
of
far as the hits, she said, oh, she needs another hit. I mean, her music, I think her music could be hits. But to make a hit, you need a push, promotion. Like
And
people need to
also,
hear it.
and also in her music videos, I need her to get more creative.
You said she don't
Because
have the money.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Because they're not putting upfront the money anymore because they're not getting a return. So it's a double-edged sword. So when they put out new stuff, they're holding back more and more money. I do think if they really were confident in her, they should invest into a really good music video for a really good song. Because people take that in and appreciate that here in the States. But if you give us the same kind of situation music video each time, doing like the same old
Same
dance
dances
routine,
and different in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
money. I'm talking about millions of dollars into different singles and videos and photo shoots for her, to the point where they really didn't have enough to promote this EP. Either they didn't have enough, or maybe they're saving their budget for when her next album drops.
Because honestly,
I don't know.
she's
they
a
spent
really pretty girl. She can sing. She has all the makings to get a huge following and great support. It's just the personality gotta be allowed to show. Let us fall in love with her.
A lot of money on her. And at this point, Tyla needs to go and make her label back some money. She needs to go on tour because that is where the
Yeah.
money is. And I did hear that she is going on an Asia tour, which I think is pretty impressive. Tyla's international audience is
Asia? Why?
Mhm.
That's so random.
I mean, they do a lot of cover of her work there in Asia,
In the
and we
Philippines, we
we
have seen
started to
covers.
see like I'm a piano
Influences
being
in
done.
K-pop, yes.
Yeah.
She has to be her. She spread that genre. That's random. I would think, like, why not Africa then? If I would think that would be like the first stop, like first tour, no? Africa, then kind of Europe, then Asia. Asia? It's random.
actually pretty big. So she's doing well in that market. But here in America, she's going to have to do some things differently if she wants to gain some more momentum. I know that she likes Afrobeat and Amapiano, but she has to make a shift and kind of diversify her sound so she could reach bigger
Maybe the issue with Amapiano, just as a genre, to us Americans, well, I'm not an American, but to Americans or people living here, uh, maybe just all sound the same. Cause like sometimes like I do feel like when we hear the piano, it's like almost the same beat over and over but again. Just obviously a little adjust pitch, speed, tempo, but it's kind of like the same beat oftentimes. Maybe that's the issue. That's why, cause she's dropping Amapiano after Amapiano. Although the last song we did wasn't Amapiano, that was more Afrobeat. Maybe that's the issue. She needs to, as Impressive is saying, switch up the genre to give us something else, a little R&B.
I don't know. I don't think so because I think she's consistent. You know the vibes. It's just I think it's the presentation of it. I think it's more about presentation.
audiences. I personally think that she could benefit from doing pop music. I
Because
mean, she has the voice.
To me, it's her or Iris Star. There's no one else.
But Ira Star is Afrobeat. It's a
I
different
know,
genre.
but they put her or Iris Star. So it's not like the competition is that deep. She has that, that foreign beauty, beautiful voice. She could make it easily here. Pretty
But I think she can make it, but I don't think she can make it as I'm a piano artist. Because, like, even look at the Afrobeat artists. Each.
well, translate it over a little bit. You keep that I'm a piano, but make it a little bit more pop.
But
like how most artists do, take rap, make it a little bit pop.
yeah, but
take rock, take a little bit pop.
take the Afrobeat artists. I feel like all of them have one song and that's it. Like one hit, and that, like, look at Burna Boy. He had a great song and he died off. Like there's nothing charted. Something charted from Burna Boy's album.
I mean, he hasn't dropped a new album.
He did. He just dropped an album a couple of weeks ago. We reacted to music videos.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call him a flop. I wouldn't say just because you
In the States.
No, I'm just saying that just because you have one album and you drop another album doesn't mean back-to-back albums have to make it for you to have success here in the States.
She doesn't have to limit herself to just pop, but I think she could be successful in that lane. I mean, look at Rihanna. She could do what Rihanna did. Rihanna was initially marketed as a dance hall artist, but she did transition to pop music. She also was doing R&B and hip hop as well, and she had support from the Black community, which is very crucial.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You need a transition. Switch up the sound to make it more appealing towards the Americans.
So if that's what Tyla wants for herself, she's going to have to follow that blueprint. But I don't think it's over for Tyla. I know a lot of people are saying her career is over. Honestly, all Tyla needs is to make more hits. That's really it. She just needs to pop out the hits. Now, I want to move on and talk a little bit about Taylor Swift. Now, Taylor Swift did create some commotion when she announced that she will be dropping her 12th album called The Life of a Showgirl. It's going to drop on October 3rd. And she made this announcement on her
Isn't that like Kanye? Shout out Kanye? The Life of Pablo?
Why?
Well, Kanye is the life of Pablo,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the life of Showgirl. And didn't Kanye take like when she was supposed to be awarded, said, "Oh, Beyonce should have gone," something like that? I don't know. I feel like it's a shout out for Kanye.
boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast called New Heights. Now, I know her fans are very excited, but honestly, I'm more impressed with the fact that she and Travis are still together because there was rumors that this relationship was a PR relationship. In fact,
it didn't give PR relationship because they don't post too much to show, oh, they're together. The only time we really saw is like during his like football game and maybe here and there for the concert, but it was like nothing outrageous. So I felt like it was a real couple.
I thought it was fake, but it seems like they genuinely do like each other, and what was supposed to be a business or a PR relationship has now blossomed into something real, I think. And so I could actually see Travis and Taylor getting married. I wonder if he's going to try to propose to her during the next Super Bowl. I don't know. We shall see.
Well,
Same
he
with
has to
phone?
make the Super Bowl
Nah.
first.
Upgrade to the new
That's-
Galaxy Z
You
Fold
said like
7.
it's so easy. Oh, during the next Super Bowl, it's just
Now, I want to move on and talk about this fast rising pop girl group called Katseye. I found out about them. They actually were put together on this Netflix show called Dream Academy. And these girls are some stars. Now, recently, they actually performed at Lollapalooza. They weren't even headliners, but they drew in a very huge crowd. And these girls can really perform. They're one of the best performing girl groups that I've seen in some time. I like Flo as well. I think they are very talented, but they are more of a vocal girl group, whereas Katseye are dancers. They kind of remind me of, maybe I would say, the Pussycat Dolls meets Fifth Harmony. That's kind of what they give me, but I could tell they really train these girls. They really put on a show, and I could see them going very far. I can. And I'm noticing a resurgence of girl groups and boy groups.
Performance. If you want to see, check it
it's
out.
on my K-pop channel.
Netflix does have a show called Building the Band, and they put several different bands together. I think they put like 6 new bands. Also, Candy Burris put together a girl group called Siren as well, and these girls can sing.
Yeah,
So I think it's cool to see a resurgence of groups coming out in the West, but I think the one thing these labels have to know how to do is really market these
What's
groups.
different is like
because
because
marketing
they can dance too, which is like a problem because that's a threat to everybody.
Katseye, and they have the whole K-pop engine pushing them, so you know they're selling the merch, like they're selling the stand-up like that K-pop does. I don't know nothing about these groups. Maybe they have, you know, the same followings and the same ideas as K-pop. I'm not sure, but bringing that K-pop kind of stand-up base to the West, it might work. Work for BTS, Blackpink.
a group is not always easy. There's a lot of work and investment that has to go into pushing a group. But I think it's working for Katseye because they are building their fan base, especially here in America. They've done a great job building their fan base here. Not to mention, they're constantly putting out content to promote themselves. And also, they are a multiracial girl group, so they appeal to various different cultures. They also have the backing from major labels, and they also have benefited from that whole K-pop infrastructure as well. That has really given them a boost. They do have a foreign international market that they could tap into. So I think that's going to really help drive them to success. I really do. Now, there is an interesting discourse going on about Katseye, and some people feel like their label High B is paying the media to praise Katseye over another girl group called Black Pink. Now, Black Pink is a popular K-pop group, and they have been the biggest girl.
The work,
no
the
way,
effort that they put
no.
into the performance, it's a no.
No,
It's
Katseye
a
is way
no.
better than Blackpink. No.
Girl group in the last decade since Little Mix and Fifth Harmony. But Blackpink has been getting some negative press lately over their lazy and uncoordinated performances. Also, there was that whole scandal where the members were using the N-word during their audition tapes. So Blackpink,
I'm glad you
has turned a lot of
remember
people
because
off,
some of
and
these
it
people
seems like
forgot.
some people are starting to get more into Katseye because Katseye hasn't been caught up in any controversy, and also they actually do put effort in their performances. Now, there was an action
And they have personalities too. Blackpink suffers from the same thing as Tyla. Everything is like prepackaged. Because, you know, although I did say Katseye is K-pop, they don't seem to have the same filters that K-pop do. They are trying to sell their personalities, you know. So I think that also plays a big role in their success.
actress named Sophia Wiley who praised Katseye, but some people felt like she also shaded Blackpink.
I love Katseye. I watch every one of their videos. They just performed at Lollapalooza. My girls are going crazy. And Blackpink, I love you. Even though you're giving us nothing right now, I love you still. Always.
Now, Sophia was
That doesn't seem too shady.
That was she just said you
She
giving
said-
us nothing.
Yeah, and like you're giving us nothing like content. Katseye been everywhere.
Blackpink was on tour in the States just like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
They're giving tour.
Okay.
That was
That
major
was
shade.
that's money. They got paid to do that.
That was major shade.
of backlash from Blackpink fans. They were calling her all types of names. They were insulting her. They also were insulting one of the members from Katseye named Sophia because Sophia liked this video of the actress Sophia Wiley praising her group.
Why would she not like the? She's praising the group. What's wrong with that?
So the Blackpink fans, also called the Blinks, were flooding her comment section and just going in on her. I mean, the K-pop fandom is nothing to play with, but honestly, I do think the fans are low-key triggered at the comparisons between Katseye and Blackpink. Blackpink doesn't have the showmanship or the talent that Katseye has. I think the only thing Blackpink has is the hype. They have the machine behind them that can make them seem bigger and better than they are. But when you really look at it, they are a mediocre girl group. I haven't been impressed with them, but people seem to love
Yep,
them. So
she's on point with that.
Yeah, I mean, if this is your first impression of him, it's not really good compared to Cat's Eye Gnarly's performance.
as long as they have a fan base that are willing to buy what they're selling, they'll be all right. But honestly, I think people should probably keep an eye out for Cat's Eye because I could see them being
Yeah.
the next big thing. But anyway, tell what y'all think
Yeah.
about this video down below. Please like, comment, and
Ooh, this is so entertaining. Guys, oh, let's see in the comments. Let's get in the comments, please.
Tyler will get over this. Nothing new. Artists don't go through. Rihanna was never no dancehall artist. She came out as an island pop that seamlessly transitioned
I feel
to
like
pop
too.
R&B.
I didn't when they say dance, I was like, what?
Maybe dancehall like pre-Pon de Replay era, like before that. I don't know, because Pon de Replay was already R&B.
Island pop.
Then Katseye has reached impressive. My girl has made it. I feel like this whole Tyler discourse is rooted in jealousy and people wanting her to come and bow down to America. Well, I mean, yeah.
If she wants
If she
their
want American
dollars,
money, you'd
she
have
has
to, yeah. Like,
understand the culture that you're getting into because you don't want to be fake or misleading.
she didn't get low sales because Black America doesn't like her. If that was the case, other artists like Normani, Chloe, and Coco would have been bigger. Um,
Ooh, Coco. Oh, Coco, the one from the show.
yeah.
I think with Coco, for her, the issue is her translating as an artist and not an actress. And then with Chloe, she signed to Beyonce. Beyonce shelved her. Okay, it's a wrap. And she has to make money back for the label, so they. And for Normani, Normani has been going through a lot personally. So that's been holding her back, and also for her comeback, it's just the timing of it all just hasn't been in her favor. So I don't think you compare the two, because Tyla, she got a great start when we introduced her via Water through social
I
media
think,
and the dance.
yeah. So I think two things. Well, this is obviously okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is subjective, but I do feel Tyler's music is better than those threes. But that's just my opinion. People can disagree in that. And also, as you said, Tyler already has a hit. When you have a hit, it's easier to. None of those girls have hits that been charting. That very popular songs to. Once you have that, your name is known. These names are not really known. Like if you're into that industry, sure you know them, but they're not like household names. Tyler, that Water song was everywhere. So after you have a hit, it should have been easier to get, at least if not second hit, to get sales on the second album or like EP or whatever you want to call it.
The one thing I don't like is how the narrative is changing to it being a dispute between the Black Americans and the Africans, because they can feel like they're not accepting her, and there's a root of, like what the person said, of jealousy, her being pretty. But I think there's like, you can't ignore it could be possible, of course, but you can't ignore the other factors involved in the situation, because she already popped and she was accepted from Water. So after Water was highly successful, her translating after that, it's really much how she handled this newfound success. She is confident, and I appreciate someone so young to have this confidence, but how they translate it over to the masses is not connecting, it's not being received. So if she were to work on that, I do think she could come back and take the top spot once again. Okay. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.